Not a great week for me in the Championship last weekend, but one score correct. Watford beating QPR 2-1 in the last game, so saved at the final whistle. Very happy to get one. Hopefully we get more. And hopefully Tony Mowbray can pick up his first win in the league as Blues manager. His first attempt was a 2-2 draw with Swansea, a game that we should have won, and even Swansea's new manager Williams believed we should have got more out of it. So it was a good performance. Unfortunately we couldn't get the win. It's going to be a tough task this weekend as well, as Schumacher is unbeaten at Stoke, and they did beat us not so long back under Rooney. Hopefully we get something. Make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get into the predictions. Sunderland take on Hull in our opening fixture. Sunderland, they were unbeaten in 3 before losing 2-1 to Ipswich last weekend. Go to Hull, and in the league they've lost 4 of their last 5, so a bit of a shock. They are still very close to the playoff spots however, so this is a big match for the playoffs. I think it's going to be tight, and I just see a draw, so 1-1. Swansea take on Southampton next. Swansea didn't look great against Blues last weekend. I have to say they looked very disorganised, especially in the first half, and you can kind of say that they overplayed a lot. They were constantly trying to pass out from the back, and they did let Blues in a few times, but we just couldn't take our chances, and that's why it ended as a draw. I'm sure they'll get better over time, and the most important thing is they didn't lose. 3 unbeaten now. Southampton, speaking of unbeaten, have carried on that run. They're 3 points behind Ipswich still, but you've got to think a win is coming very, very soon that's going to take them into second place. They keep winning. 4-0 against Sheffield Wednesday last time. They've now got better goal difference, and I think this weekend could be the weekend that Southampton go into second place. So I'll go for the Saints to win 3-1. Blackburn take on Huddersfield, and this is a tough one because Blackburn have lost 5 of their last 6 league games, drawing the other, so they're really in freefall. Huddersfield not doing too great either, no wins in 3, and they're right down there. So for me, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Bristol City face Watford. Bristol City, no wins in 3 in the league with 2 losses in a row, and haven't scored in those 3 games either. They did beat West Ham 1-0 in the FA Cup 3rd round replay to book their spot in the 4th round. Very, very good performance from them. And it's going to be interesting to see how they get on, because Watford, very good recently, only lost 1 out of 6. And that one that they lost was 4-1 against Bristol City. So can Watford get a bit of revenge here? I think it'll be a tight one. I don't know which way to go. So again, the third one out of the first 4 scores, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Middlesbrough take on Rotherham. And I'll let you in on a little secret. There's no more 1-0s in this video. So if you were thinking this guy sits on the fence, I'm not going to do it anymore. I think this one's a bit simpler as well, because Middlesbrough have won 4 of their last 6 in the league. They beat Chelsea in that cup semi-final first leg. So they've been in decent form as of late, and they are only 1 point off the playoffs now. Rotherham are away, and Rotherham away are absolutely awful. The worst away side in the division still, no wins, so I've got to go for Middlesbrough to win 2-0. Norwich take on West Brom, and Norwich are becoming a bit harder to beat after a poor spell. Only lost 2 of their last 9, so much better. They are starting to climb back up the table, and things are looking a bit brighter, because it was looking a bit bleak when they just could not stop losing. West Brom, whilst they're very, very good, and they are very good at home, they've lost their last 2 away games, both 1-0, and they do struggle a bit away from home with scoring goals. I don't know where to go with this, but I'm not going to sit on the fence. I'm going to back the side that's higher in the table, and I kind of hope that they pull through for me. So West Brom to win 2-1. Plymouth against Cardiff. Interesting clash. Plymouth somehow are the 7th best home team in the league, averaging just under 2 points per game, so very hard to beat at home. It's just away from home, they're awful. But luckily here, they're at home, and Cardiff are a bit inconsistent, although they have won their last 2 away games. And again, although those have been against 2 of the bottom 3, so kind of hard to judge because they're playing sides that have been underperforming this season. I do think I'll give Plymouth the advantage here, but this is going to be my final draw, a 2-2. QPR face Millwall next, and QPR lost 5 of their last 7, drawing the other 2. They're struggling again. They're not picking up points, and it's looking a bit bleak for them in terms of staying up. But they've shown that they can put little runs together before, so if they can, then they've got every chance of survival. Millwall, they were unbeaten in 5, winning 3 consecutive games. However, a 3-1 loss last time to Middlesbrough kind of puts them back a step. They'll be hoping that they can get back to that good form, and I think they will. I'll go Millwall to win 1-0. Sheffield Wednesday up against Coventry. Sheffield Wednesday have won 5 of their last 9, losing the other 4, so they're hit and miss, but they're picking up wins, and those wins have seen them leapfrog QPR, as well as Rotherham, who they were already ahead of, so they're now only 1 space from safety. Huddersfield are 4 points away, and Sheffield Wednesday are the better side on form, so can they go and get above Huddersfield? It's going to be a tough ask, but they've got a chance. Even though it looked very, very poor after the first 12 odd games, they could do it. Coventry have been in brilliant form. They very hard to beat. Their last loss was against Ipswich months ago, and they went and beat Leicester 3-1 last time out. A very, very comprehensive victory. They'll be hoping that they can carry on because they're sitting in the playoff spots, which is where they were last year. So can they go and get a playoff spot again? It's looking likely. I'll go Coventry to win 3-2. Stoke face Blues next. Steven Schumacher settled into life at Stoke well. 5 games unbeaten, 2 wins, 3 draws, and one of those wins being against Blues, albeit Blues were being managed by Wayne Rooney, so it's not difficult to beat that side. Should be different now though, because Tony Mowbray, although only being in charge for 2, he got a 2-2 draw against Swansea, then beat Hull in the FA Cup replay in the week. I think it's positive under Mowbray, signs are looking good. We just need to keep building, keep getting good results. So I think this game could be tight. Blues are poor away from home, but I am going to go for us to go and get a brilliant win. Blues to win it 2-1. Leeds face Preston now, and Leeds still unbeaten at home in 13 games, so very, very good from them. They're so hard to beat at Ellen Road, and they've won 2 games back-to-back 3-0, so great results for them. The last one was away as well, which has been a bit of a tricky spot for them at points this season, so good to pick up points away. Preston, quite hit and miss, beat Bristol City last time out, but I just think it's going to be with Leeds. Preston did beat Leeds not so long back, but I think Leeds get revenge here, and I think they score a couple of goals, so I'll go 2-0. And finally, the reason why I think Southampton will be in the top 2 at the end of this weekend, Leicester take on Ipswich. Now Leicester seem to have this thing of going on 10 game unbeaten runs and then losing 1 or 2. That's what they've just done. They lost to Coventry at the weekend. Will it be 2 losses in a row? I don't think so. Ipswich haven't been in the greatest of form recently, and whilst they did get back to winning ways after 5 without a win, I just don't see it. I think Leicester are going to be quite dominant in this one, have a lot of the ball, and eventually get the goals that they need. So I'll go Leicester to win 2-1. So those are my predictions for this championship weekend. Hopefully it's entertaining, and hopefully Blues can get their first win in the league under Tony Mowbray. Up the Blues.